Hey everyone, it's Jody here, your Wednesday host for FTRealM. I hope everyone's having a good week. I'm having a busy week. School just started on Monday, and I'm already feeling the stress and the pressure, and it's going to be okay. I promise. It's going to be okay. I'm not going to go crazy on you. But I am going to jump into this week's topic, which is sexual urges pre-T, while being on T or post-T, is how some people kind of word that. And so I'm going to say probably post-T quite often. And so let's go ahead and get into this. So my sexual urges really haven't changed from pre-T to post-T. I've always really enjoyed sex and sexual encounters with people. When I was pre-T, I was more having hookup relationships, especially after one really bad relationship I had. I had a different hookup every weekend for like months on end, and it was not okay by any means. And eventually it made me really sad and upset, and it was emotionally and mentally taking a toll on me, and so I just stopped doing it. I was so unhappy with myself. I was like, I'm not really connected to these people. I'm not really enjoying it that much, even though I'm getting what I want in essence, but I really wasn't getting what I wanted because they were enjoying it way more than I was. And so I just like, this just has to stop. It's not going to happen anymore. So I grew up and I was like, boom, here I am. I'm going to be very selective. I need to have like this emotional connection or more of an attraction with somebody and feel more connected to them in order to really enjoy that experience is what I've learned over the years. And so having that endeavor, I really appreciate having those endeavors because otherwise I wouldn't really know what I preferred to a certain point. And then post-T, I still have sexual urges like crazy all the time. If I could have sexual relationships with like my partner or somebody that I was dating in any capacity, I would have it like people eat meals, okay? Like, it's just kind of peaked and it's just always been there, and so there really hasn't been a change on like, oh, I had low sexual urges and then it spiked up and then it kind of went back down or it kind of flattened out somewhere in there. It just is what it is. And so a couple of things I have noticed though is that like when I first started T and I was really kind of going through like this puberty phase, I'll say, when I noticed that my junk was growing, and I really hadn't noticed that, and that was one reason why I also started pumping at the same time, and there's a separate video on that. But anyway, I finally realized what it was like to go through puberty, as like I would turn, and I would be instantly turned on between like the first year and a half I was on T. It was rubbing and touching of any kind of my crotch area, of like my clothing, or maybe people. Maybe I had like was going through a crowd and I was trying to squeeze through, and I was just like, it was crazy. I guess for a while it was kind of peaked up a little bit, or I wouldn't really say that, but I was more sensitive in my downstairs area. And so then that stopped about a year and a half, 2 years in, when I really kind of got used to that happening and kind of learning how to manage that and not be aroused all the time over it happening. And then what also since being post-T is that I am better able to communicate things with my partners that I have had relationships with sexually, is probably the biggest difference, and being more open to explore new things, and trying new things out, just because I feel more connected to my body, I feel more comfortable in my body, and so I'm able to kind of take it to other levels that I wasn't before, and communicate that to people if I'm really super into them, if it's really going somewhere. And so things like, before, like, I'm still pretty easygoing in bed. I'm like, we'll try it out. Whatever happens, happens. If I don't like it, I'll tell you kind of person. That's how I've kind of been. But now I'm kind of like, okay, I want to try, like, doing some other things, like maybe some more kinky stuff. And so that's been kind of nice to be able to kind of see what other things I'm interested in and be more vocal about them. And that's just, as I said, it's because I feel more connected to myself. I feel more comfortable with where I'm at and how I look and how I feel and all sorts of things. And so, yeah, I think that's about it. If you guys have any other specific questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down below. And I will see you guys next Wednesday. All right? Peace.